Welcome back to Texas Truck Channel. I'm Craig, and we're at the hill again for, yes, another Ridgeline up the hill. This time, a trail sport, though, as you saw from the image. Brian, tell us all about it.
Let's go, baby. It's a 2024, first time ever Honda Ridgeline with a trail sport badge. I'm a big fan of that. We've been asking for that. Last time we drove this, we legitimately said, man, I wish they made a trail sport of this. With a skid plate and better tires. That's what they did. That's exactly what they did. So I'm glad Honda was listening to us once again. What you get with trail sport is some orange badging, orange trim on the interior, orange badge on the back. That's the visuals. Oh yeah, Sonic Gray Pearl. This is specific to the Trail Sport package. If you don't get the Trail Sport trim, you don't get this color. So that's kind of cool. I like that. Let's get into Monroney, Craig. The spec of this thing is Trail Sport, obviously. Ignore that price because this one shows HPD packages that this truck does not have. So it's actually just above $44,980. So let's call it $45 when you get the whole package. The Ridgeline starts at $38.39 without destination. So it's not that much more. And if you were to get leather and that kind of stuff, the touring trim and that kind of other trims, it's gonna be pretty close in price. So the Trail Sport's actually a bit of a value within its lineup. Now, within the segment, it's still a $45,000 mid-sized truck. Santa Cruz can get up there. Maverick won't get there, but it's definitely a smaller package than this. So just for reference of where we're at. Let's come around and check out wheel and tire over here, Craig. One thing I want to get out of the way is ground clearance, 7.6 inches.
Not much.
Not great. And the Trail Sport is no taller than the regular Ridgeline. So that's
a little disappointing.
Kind of a bummer. I wish they did a little more there. But you do get different dampers. So let's come down here. The shock tuning front and rear is bespoke to the Trail Sport. It's really meant to handle impacts on dirt roads with a little bit of speed. It's not a Baja Bruiser by any means, but it's not going to spill your coffee as quickly as a regular Ridgeline will. What you do maintain are the cladded covering, so when you get mud and that kind of stuff, it's kind of a rock guard to keep chipping off the metal. I appreciate that. General Grabber ATs, 245/60 18. Something I wouldn't mind, Craig, on this package is the 17 with a little more tire, a little less wheel. The approach angle is 20 degrees, which is right on the bubble of being able to do our hill. Breakover angle is 19 and change, and I think it's 19.1. And the departure is also the same.
Not the greatest.
Definitely better than a Maverick, put it there. I will say though, the wheelbase is pretty long. Look how far away that is.
Yeah, that is a pretty long wheelbase, and that's why it's only 19.
That's only 19, yeah.
There's no golden ratio there.
No, but I definitely thought it'd be lower than that. I thought it'd be like 16 for some reason, because it's not that tall of a rig. Out back, here's the magic, Craig. We have the iVTM all-wheel drive system, which gives you proper mechanical torque vectoring. What that means is on road, it can send more power to the right tire on a left-hand turn or the left tire on the right-hand turn. So what it does, it allows you to power through a corner and give you some scrub radius. It's pretty cool. I really like that. What that means for off-road, it's not an official locker because it uses clutch packs and that kind of stuff, but it can mechanically have its way with the dirt and get the rear to really support this thing instead of spinning the tire in the air, which is pretty cool.
And that's the biggest upgrade over the non-Trail Sport Ridgelines. That's a big upgrade.
Yeah, you won't get that on the non-Trail Sport. So for that alone, I would get the Trail Sport of this trim package. That's all I got on the outside. Let's check out the inside.
All right, moving on to the inside, we do have some interior goodies, as Brian mentioned. Not a ton, but there are some other than just orange trim. Brian, what else do we get?
We do get some drive modes that are specific to the Trail Sport. A semi-digital cluster, digital on the left, and then analog on the right. I'm okay with that. In terms of transmission modes, you've got D and S, which is drive, or we think it's called sport, but Honda won't actually call it anything. And then here's your drive modes. You've got normal, snow, mud, and sand. That's it. I think what we're doing here, I don't know. I'm thinking sand might be the best thing, or maybe mud. Camera-wise, let me show the people that real quick. There's a back camera. That's it. There is no 360 camera or anything like that. It's kind of a bummer, but that's okay. We do have a 9-speed transmission. And what's the crawl ratio, Craig?
20.9 or something to 1. It's pretty good.
Okay, so for reference, that seems like a low number. And keep in mind, there's no low-range transfer case. So this is definitely in the soft roader category. It's not a design from intent to do all this stuff. But because of the 9-speed transmission and the first gear being so low, what was your old Land Cruiser's crawl ratio?
It was like 24 to 1.
That's embarrassing for the Land Cruiser, good for the Ridgeline. Yeah. So, all that covered, I think we do the main line, and we'll leave traction on, see what it does, and leave it in normal and see what we get.
All right, so let's get up on that hill. Let's see what's going on. It's been raining a lot here. The surface is wet. Sometimes that helps, sometimes it hurts. A lot of vehicles tell us a lot when we get about here if we start slipping. So traction management system, we'll see how good it is. Okay, no slippage. Okay, we're gonna walk them to the front, make sure we don't hit anything. Okay, well, we're really close. This is where maybe a couple degrees of approach angle would get us up and over this. We're actually not hitting the bumper here yet. The tire's almost on the obstacle, but we're hitting the lower air dam part, and that's what's actually kind of killing us. Gosh, I hate that because it's definitely capable.
You know, I'm tempted to go to the right.
Why?
We haven't done the left and the right in a while, and the Pilot dominated the right turn.
Okay.
So let's try the right mode. I'm gonna leave modes where they are.
Okay.
I think that's fine. And I want to add something I forgot to mention earlier. There is a skid plate on the oil pan, which is specific to the Trail Sport. Honda sets it and said this is where it needs to be. And they did a good job with that. So if that were to happen, we're covered.
So what we'll do is he's going to back up a little bit and we're going to cheat it to the right a little bit. Still pretty good obstacle. We'll get the left wheel on that, but the right on this side, this berm kind of helps it come up. And let's see what happens. Still a pretty tough obstacle. Keep spinning this front tire here. If we don't walk too much to the left, we'll be all right.
Okay, I want to talk about traction control real quick. It's on right now. You probably heard the power cut.
Mm-hmm.
I know you guys are typing, oh, this guy can't drive.
Yeah.
I was keeping it consistent about 20% throttle right there, and it was cutting power and rolling backwards. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn traction control off. We'll leave stability on, but we will turn that off so hopefully it isn't in our way.
Yeah.
We're in normal mode still.
Okay, okay.
You wanna try mode first? Let's do that. Okay, let's do mud and see what it does. Yep, traction off in mud. Let's see what we get.
Okay.
Whoa!
Straighten it out.
Okay, that worked.
Stay in that line.
How's that side still looking?
You're good.
Okay.
Don't go too much to the left. You'll be all right.
Hello. Hello.
All right, Brian. Well, two things there I think were really interesting. You got to see the IVTM, whatever we're calling that thing,
Yeah,
the torque vectoring out back. Really do its thing when we got
Yeah.
up and over the opposite. It helped get you up and over.
Absolutely.
And I think the drive mode helped.
It absolutely helped. There's no question about it. So also when I put it in mud mode, it popped up and reset stability control and it said stability reduced. When you change the modes, it resets traction and stability. So it shows that on its own. You notice it didn't cut throttle and roll back.
Right. It let you give the power. Gave you the power you were asking for.
Exactly. It really worked.
Yeah.
Also, that thing acted like a walker right there.
It really did.
It
No,
had-
there was no spinning.
At all. We had
Yeah.
a little slip in the front up here because there's
Yeah.
no walker
Right.
up here. This is not just a joke trim. This is a proper off-roader, just like the Pilot was last year.
Just like
So,
the Pilot. So
I'm impressed.
maybe it's the color in the orange. It works. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll say this, Brian. I know everybody says it's not a real truck. Whatever. All the overlanding things we like to do,
Yeah.
this does most of them.
Yeah, you might bypass one or two things because those are not necessary anyways. So,
Right.
Right.
So,
all that covered?
yeah.
Sweet truck. Good job, Honda. We'll see you next time.